Today we're in Columbus, Wisconsin at Lyco Manufacturing, where they make some of the most state-of-the-art food processing equipment in the world. This is made in America.
Based in Columbus, Wisconsin, Lyco Manufacturing makes some of the best commercial food processing machinery in the world. The equipment has peeled every potato that became a chip or a French fry, every onion that has been sliced or diced, nearly every vegetable that's canned or frozen, and has had a hand in processing most of the chicken that reaches your table. Oh, and they also do about 132 million beans per year. The company was founded by Dave Zittel. In 1965, Zittel came home from Vietnam and found work at a company for the better part of 13 years. In 1979, he decided to strike out on his own and bought a company that made stainless steel vacuum pumps for the dairy industry. About 6 months after he bought the company, the product failed and life was tough for Zittel and his family for the next 3 years.
It wasn't a lot of fun.
In 1983, he sold the dairy pump line and stumbled upon an opportunity to build a new potato peeler. An engineer by trade, Zittel designed it, manufactured it, and he was back in business. For the past 36 years, he's built more than 350 potato peelers. But that wasn't the biggest seller. 2 years after the peeler, Zittel designed a new blancher cooker for the canning industry and has gone on to sell more than 750 of them around the world.
The canning industry at that time, in the 1980s, was growing. The plants were getting bigger, larger, and the smaller companies were getting absorbed and bought up with the bigger companies. And the net result was the production lines were all getting larger. We took advantage of that trend and made bigger and bigger and bigger machinery, and we still do that.
In the early 1990s, Lyco came up with a new idea for a wastewater screen. Zittel noticed that many of his customers needed wastewater screens for reducing and reusing water. He just so happened to design one of the best the world has ever seen.
Today, we're known around the world as making the very best blanchers, cookers, screens, and wastewater screens in the world.
Dave Zittel was employee number 7 when he bought that vacuum pump company. Today, he's chairman of the board, has 75 employees, and his company does sales of about $25 million a year. And as he has for more than 30 years, Zittel intends to grow modestly, but never lose the quality of life he has created for his employees.
We have nothing but nice people that work in this company. If you grow too fast and get too big, most companies lose that. One of the very highest priorities we have in the company and have always had is we only hire and keep very nice people. I learned the hard way, and starting 50 years ago, you can have tremendously capable people who may be difficult to get along with. If they're difficult to get along with, they can't work together and solve problems.
He credits his staff for Lyco's continued growth and success. He's a military man, but he fosters a collaborative manufacturing environment.
I'm an ex-Marine drill instructor, but I don't run the company that way. We solve problems together and work together and lean on each other and help each other.
For Dave Zittel, it's important to remain an American manufacturer.
In my early years of being in business, the company I worked for built machines 100 at a time. Bought some new gearboxes for 100 machines. And when we put them out in the marketplace, which all 100 failed, because the company we bought the gearboxes from bought bearings from China and didn't tell us or anyone. That's a 50-year-old story, but it's never changed.
American manufacturing is all about making quality products and supporting the community. It's the backbone of the American economy. And being responsible for many employees, past and present, as well as their families, is not something that Zittel takes lightly.
The reason you want to try to do as much or all of manufacturing you can in this country has to do with quality and the people. Building machinery here is good for our country. We're responsible for about 300 people, the employees and their families. It's a responsibility we have that is on our mind all the time.
While Lyco has survived and grown over the last 3 decades, the company has had to evolve with changing consumer eating habits. For example, the canning industry has struggled, as well as the ready-to-eat meal market like frozen and TV dinners, as consumers have transitioned to more fresh ingredients. Lyco has stayed ahead of the curve by continuing to innovate. Zittel personally holds 35 patents, but he says that the most interesting product that he's been a part of is the company's new continuous pressure cooker. The machine reduces the process time on dry beans from 45 minutes down to 8 minutes, and rice from 25 minutes to 6 minutes. It's exciting, and customers are able to process more product with higher quality and less damage.
One of the reasons we do well during these times is that we've always been an innovative company. Not everybody else in the canning industry started making heavier equipment and things like that. So we've always been very, very innovative, which has been the key to our success.
According to Jack Danner, Director of Sales, Lyco focuses on 4 product lines. It's a low-volume, high-mix business with a typical ROI, or return on investment, of 12 to 14 months. While they only have 4 lines, each of these machines has around 500 different part numbers. The majority, or about 65% of the business, is cook-chill, machines that are used for cooking and cooling rice, pasta, dry beans, and vegetables, as well as products in a flexible package. About 25% of the business is liquid-solid separation, and the remainder is preparation equipment for green beans and peeling equipment for carrots, potatoes, and onions.
We're not everything to everybody. We have core areas of competence that we concentrate on, and we do them better than anybody else in the world.
Steve Hughes is Lyco's CEO. A 23-year vet, Hughes started in sales and was named CEO in 2002. According to Hughes, the company's success comes not just from embracing innovation, but it starts with listening to the customer.
We try to lead in what we do with innovation, solving problems for the customer.
Today it's all about food safety, providing a hygienic machine design and solving sanitation issues so customers can quickly and easily clean the machines. It enables quicker turnovers in a safe package. Manager of Operations Brad Weber has been with the company for 3 years, and he keeps a pristine facility.
We build a quality product, and if you're going to build a quality product, you have to have a pristine quality environment. And it boils right down, certainly at the shop floor level, where we believe we have some of the best quality workers in the United States.
According to Weber, it's important for Lyco to invest in its employees as well as the technology that helps them do the best job possible. They are also trying to stay ahead of the curve by bringing in young workers to train alongside the company's savvy veterans.
We don't have an employee turnover issue like many manufacturing firms do experience today. A big reason for that is over 50% of our employees right now have been here for at least 25 years. We not only invest in them from a wage perspective and benefit perspective, but we also invest in technologies to continue to make their jobs easier. You know, we're not necessarily naive, so we have already started to onboard the new employees to work alongside these more experienced employees, garner that tribal knowledge so that we don't see any kind of a void.
Lyco hasn't been hit by the skills gap, primarily because jobs at Lyco are in high demand, and the vetting process can be lengthy. But Zittel remains concerned about the educational system in the United States, from grade school through college.
You cannot name an industry in the country that isn't struggling finding good people. Part of that is because we made the mistake years ago and told everybody they had to go to college to be successful. And when we got away from trade schools, that was a major problem and that we continue to live with today. All of our people, our valuable people, went through trade schools. Most of them came from the farm, went to trade schools, and learned their professions on the job.
Zittel credits his upbringing for his Midwestern work ethic. Zittel worked on the family farm where his father was a garden farmer in the days before the country had supermarkets. His father would take vegetables to local stores and sell them at farmers markets.
And I didn't like it. but I did learn how to work.
According to Steve Hughes, a strong work ethic is a key part of the company culture. He says it's a lot of hard work, but when everyone pitches in, it's easy to manage.
We run with a very lean crew, so everybody wears multiple hats, but everybody knows what has to be done. And then it's providing a quality product on time and then at a profit. So all of our associates understand those rules, and it makes it very easy to manage the organization.
Columbus is a farming community of about 4,800 people, about 30 miles north of Wisconsin's capital. Many of Lyco's workers are the first generation off of the farm. They've learned a hard day's work, and many grew up knowing that half the day was over by 9 a.m.
Many of them are just first generation or so off from either their parents or their grandparents were farmers. And I think there's a work ethic that comes with the family farms of people knowing they get up early, they work hard, put in a hard day, and you know, most of our employees, they'd rather come to work at 4 or 5 in the morning and be done in mid-afternoon than come to work at 8 or 9 in the morning and be done at 5 or 6. So, you know, we find that at our plant here, you know, by 6:30, everything's pretty well going. Most people are into work.
Lyco is very selective about hiring, and it's a staff of genuinely nice people. The average tenure is more than 15 years, but many are lifers. Even the retirees are invited back to attend company events.
We watch really hard for the people that understand our values of God, family, people, and then the business.
Lyco Manufacturing is a family operation, and Zittel's 2 sons work for the company. Bill is the president, and Jeff is the vice president of technology and marketing. Jeff also manages the Lyco Lab, one of the best sales tools at the company's disposal. The team uses it to run full-scale, real-world operations. For example, it includes Lyco's new continuous pressure cooker. The 7,500 square foot lab allows customers to come in and see the pressure cooker in action. According to Jeff, working for a family business means a lot of long hours and high expectations, but also a lot of gratitude.
I think in the food industry we're in, when you grow up in it, the people are great people, the customers are great people. You know, it's food, it's kind of farming in a way. People have to eat. They're all decent people. So it's a fun environment. It's just, you have more expectations, you know what I mean?
While he's not a chef, Jeff has developed quite the palate for quality.
I mean, we've run thousands of dry bean tests, and every bean reacts different, you know. So customers that are looking for a creamy, fully cooked bean, like for a salad bar, or you know, if they're making hummus, they like it creamy, smooth, no hard center. It's funny, in the food industry, there's specs on food, but it's really the bite, the moisture. So lots of times, you know, either the owner or the top manager, the engineer, or the culinary chef will come.
Lyco brings in customers, shows them how to run the machines with their own product, maintain it, program it, and clean it. So when they get back home, they're up and running. The lab is also a great marketing tool. In 2018 alone, they hosted 46 different customers from all over the world. Jeff's brother Bill is Lyco's president. He's done every job from mowing the lawn to cleaning the floors and working in every department. For Bill, working with family presents different opportunities and challenges.
There's a level of trust when you're working with family, right? I know a lot of people hear about the bad things that happen or that can happen in a family business. You know, as long as the family stays together, stays on, you know, acts as a team and works together, it makes a family business a stronger business than, you know, a non-family business.
Lyco will always have a customer because people are always going to eat.
Our business goes up and down as the economy goes up and down like every other business. In the peaks and valleys of the economy, I don't think our valleys are usually as deep, you know, because people have to eat.
Dave Zittel keeps it simple. He says, design a good machine and sell the hell out of it. It's a phrase that Bill has come to know well.
Oh, yeah, that's a motto he's been preaching.
For now, And for the foreseeable future, Lyco will remain a strong, hardworking company that treats its workers and community the same way they treat each other at the head of the table, like a family.